Hey guys, how's it going today? So today is November 20th, and this is not going to be a price prediction video. This is more so going to be just a general summary of what is going on with IOTA because I'm a little bit confused right now as well. And I've spent the entire, I guess the past 4 hours just researching in general just to see what's going on. And I wanted to catch myself up with the fundamentals, which is really rare, but because the charts are acting in very uncommon way, I thought that there must be something going on right now, and I think the general public is the market sentiment in general is fairly bullish, but everyone is also playing cautiously because there's not a massive uptrend. The volume is also declining right now, and we're standing still at a stall right now. There's massive resistance at the 944 level, all right? And we're gonna go over first of all what a normal wave count is, okay? And right now, I know that there's a lot of news that's been released, and I'm actually going to go to the IOTA on Twitter just to show you guys what is going on right now, first of all. So IOTA just released an announcement. There's some technology update. We'll just say that there's been a core development update, right? Conversation with IOTA core developer. So it's supposed to be on the OKX exchange, right? And also they released this IOTA Mixer version 1. So I'm just going to consider it as positive news, right? Anytime there's some sort of a technological update where there's progression, people are going to obviously buy into that as well, of course. Usually progression in the blockchain will equal a surge in prices. So that's one of the things that's contributing to the catalyst right now of this uptrend. And the second thing is OKX, they're having their launch right now. They're having their weekly party, right? And they're adding IOTA as well to their exchange. And right now they only have deposit and spot trading. So you're just basically, you're playing margin or lending only, and then they'll have their live trading who knows when. So those are the two main factors right now that are contributing to this massive surge in price, right? Other than technical analysis as well. It's basically the Mixer version 1 release and also OKX. So those are the two fundamental reasons why the price is being driven up right now. And I want to do it from a technical analysis side as well. And I'm going to show you guys the what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't really match up right now, okay? The technical analysis with the fundamental news, it reflects in the charts that there's an uptrend, but there's a few things that makes it a little bit weird. Now, I'm going to show you guys what a normal one will look like. We'll start with our Elliot Wave count, all right? So this is clearly the beginning of wave 1 here. Actually, I'm going to do it from the RSI first of all, just to show you guys a different way of doing it. This is wave 1. I'm going to do it from the MACD as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to space it out here for you guys. Okay, there we go. So this right here would be 1 to me. This would be 2 pretty much, just around there. This would be 3. This would be 3, 4, and that's 5. And if I do it from here, I'm also getting the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's how my Elliott waves are looking, and they're looking pretty good like that. Now let's do ABCs. We have our A down there, a bounce there, B somewhere there, and C. This one here we don't see on this time frame, but it's definitely there. We'll use the blue line, the 16 moving average instead. So there we go, we got ABC there. And now we're gonna have our basically 1. Actually, I'm gonna go to the 30-minute time frame for this one. I have my 1, and I have my 2, and I got my 3, and I got my 4, and I got my 5. And here's the same thing, basically 1, and a bounce on there, and then 3, and then 4 down here, and then a 5. So now if I actually chart it using the RSI and the MACD charting there for the Elliott wave, it actually matches up here really nicely as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one will be just basically A and B somewhere there. Whoops. A down there somewhere. This is probably B, and that is C right there. And this actually, if we zoom in on a micro scale, it works out to be nice as well. 1, 2, 3, and we see 5 perfect subwaves, and I've analyzed that to death. And then this one is interesting right here. We get a 5-wave structure. right here. Watch. 1, 2, or A, B, C, D, and E, right? That's clearly an A, B, C, D, E correction right there to me. On the MACD, we also get the same thing. 1, or A, B, C, D, and E. Here as well. A, B, this is actually one structure here, C, D, and E. So now we have our 3 waves, which fits perfectly fine. And they all meet the requirements of my Elliott wave. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, but it's this guy right here that is not meeting any of my requirements for Elliott wave, and we're going to get really into that in detail, okay? So for Elliott wave, wave 3 is often the longest, and it is never the shortest, okay? I'm going to show you a classical way of how to not chart, okay? And I'm sorry to call out this person if he happens to be following me. I'm going to show you guys how to not chart Elliott wave. And this is why you guys got to be really careful. If you guys follow an Elliott wave chartist, you got to make sure he knows the basic rules. If he doesn't even know the basic rules, then I wouldn't even trust him at all, okay? So right here, he has 1, 2, 3. So this is not an ABC, just so you guys know. This is an A, B, C, D, and E. So he's got that part entirely wrong. Secondly, he calls this his wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I'm going to show you guys the Elliott wave rulebook. Notice which wave is the smallest one to you guys here. It's clearly wave 3, right? He's got his wave 3 as the smallest one there. And I'm just going to show you guys rulebooks. Wave 3 is often the longest and never the shortest amongst all 3 actionary waves as a motive wave. Once again, wave 3 is often the longest and it's never the shortest, okay? So this guy here clearly has his wave 3 as the shortest one. Now, I was also fooled because that's what I thought as well. And these are the reasons why I'm seeing loopholes right now as a technical analyst, is because there is technically no wave 3 right now. It's missing, okay? It doesn't fit any of the criterias of Elliott wave. And this guy was incredibly fooled as well. Like me, I realized that right away, right? But this guy, he's actually posting it online. I'm sure people are eating it up right now. He's saying the bears are coming. I don't know if the bears are coming or not right now because it's very driven right now by news, okay? So right here, he has his wave 3 as the smallest, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what he did here as well. So just give me a second while I pull it up. Okay, we're going to zoom into this now, all right? So right here, this is what he's calling it. He's calling it wave 1 right here. He's calling this wave 2. Wave 3 is basically somewhere here, say. Wave 4 is there, and he's calling this somewhere wave 5. Well, if I actually take out my little date range or my price tool that just measures the distance, if this one moved up about 9.5, you know, this distance right here, right? If I just pull it up right here and I move it up to where wave 2 began, clearly wave 3 is smaller than wave 1, right? So it completely disqualifies it as Elliott wave. You cannot draw Elliott wave like that. And this is what's entirely baffling me right now. And when I also do my Elliott wave like this up here, okay? When I do my Elliott wave like this, 1, 2, 3, right? 4, and 5 right there. That fits perfect, right? If I do my Elliott wave on here as well, it also fits perfectly, right? Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That is beautiful, right? So that has congruence and confluence, right? This has congruence with this one, but it does not have confluence with this one right here, because now Elliott wave is entirely discounted since this wave 3 right here, guys, is much smaller. So now we have to evaluate, if wave 3 is, I posted on Twitter about 12 hours ago, I said, guys, what's going on right now? Because I didn't even know about OKX. I didn't know about any of the of this what that mixer that was released. I don't really follow fundamental news. I see everything in the charts, okay guys? I saw everything in the charts and I knew just based on looking at the charts that something is going on here right now, okay? Something is really going on here that will explain this massive surge. And other than Fibonacci and measured moves as well, and this uptrend is really overdue since it broke out, right guys? So I'm just gonna show you just as an example, right? I took this wedge right here, right? This wedge right here. I take Fibonacci This is still our target, just so you guys know, okay? This is still our target, $1.27. Fibonacci extension, right? We just do that. So $1.27 is still our target right there. Now let's go back and look at it even closer, okay? We have everything working pretty good here right now. Actually working great. Can't complain, right? This is our target right up here. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to hit it. But what I'm not sure about is what is going on right now with this correction, okay? Why is this wave 3 behaving in a very, very odd way? And now if you also look right here at the date range, right? Wave 1's date range was about 5 days, okay? And now we take wave 2's date range right here, which was, of course, wave 3 is always the strongest, right? This one was only 2 days. Now, if you guys actually look at this wave 1 right here where it began, this one, you know, it moved up 0.277 cents, right? So now, following the rules here, this one should move up much higher. And surely does. It moves up 0.366 cents, right? And if you guys actually look at all of them, let me show you. Well, this one here, this one is acceptable because this is a leading diagonal. So the price action could actually be smaller for the third wave. That's basically the only exception when you have a leading diagonal first wave. But here, it is making a zigzag, which actually disqualifies it. And I'm not really sure why. So if we take, for example, this one right here, if we look at the, no, not that one, I want to get the price tool. If we look at the price for wave 1, right, that one is 1288, and then we take the price of wave 3 here, definitely bigger, right? We get now 19, right? And this one is actually probably the same, about 19 as well. It's pretty much identical. These two, wave 3 and 5, is identical, right? But now we take a look at this one and we ask ourselves, how is it so extended, right? How the heck is it so extended when wave 3 was really small? So what am I led to believe, guys? What I'm led to believe right now is that the market in general is being very cautious and they're unsure, although everything is still very, very bullish, okay? And I'm going to show you guys a bullish channel right here. This is super bullish, but it's not making any progress, and that's what concerns me right now. I feel like it's bullish, but a dump could happen any moment, guys. That's exactly what I feel because the volume is slowly declining. Okay, so we have this pattern right here. It's really easy to see, right? This is a beautiful channel that is formed, and it's really hard to argue that this is the channel. And now, if we zoom into a different time frame, sometimes inside of a rising channel, you can also have another channel. So we see bullish channels throughout here, right? But now why is the price not moving? Why is wave 3 much smaller? And what is the proper Elliott wave actual count, right? So, and this one right here, how many days was it? Let's take a look at it. So I'm just using a bunch of different rationalization techniques, right? So this one here is already 2 days, right? This one right here was, I think, also 2 days. Right here as well, right? 2 days. And the other one earlier, wave 1, usually there's a lull. So we're at the maximum length already. We're at almost the maximum length in terms of time frame when we correlate it to the previous one. So what am I led to believe, guys? I'm led to believe that this is now possibly just an excuse my dog there, A, B, C correction right here. That's almost what I'm led to believe. Now, if I take this price right here, that's only 0.65 cents. And then I take this price right here, it's actually got a higher low. This one is actually 0.09, right? So we ask ourselves, hey, could that actually be Elliott wave? Yeah, that could possibly be wave 1 instead then. So now I'm going to try to draw it differently. So now I'm going to try to draw it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and basically 5 right here. Now that fits the criteria for Elliott wave, right? That fits the criteria for Elliott wave where this one is now wave 1. This one right here, excuse me, I'm just trying to click on this tool here, is wave 2, right? And possibly this one right here is wave 3, but we got to check the price here first. This one moved up 12 cents, right? We got to make sure that this one moved up more. And will it fit the Elliott wave rule? Not yet. Not yet, but it looks like it's about to, right? That's what I think right now. I think that this one might actually be just wave one, right? Two is a tiny correction here. But the argument is that, well, if that was actually wave one, why the heck did it only retrace 238? That's kind of odd as well. So that strikes me as super weird that we basically got no correction there as well. And then if we call that wave one, where do we call wave two, right? Or where do we call wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this specific Elliott wave zone? This is just a correction. Would it start here? 1, 2, and this is 3, 4, right? And what is this zone right here? What is this right here? Is this 5 up there? Okay, if that was 5 up there, okay, if that was 5 up there, then what? Is this a small subwave where we have 1, we have 2 there, and we have 3 basically like that, and then we have 4, and then we have 5, right? So then we have waves 1 completed, wave 2 here, and then wave 3 all the way up there. Then are we going to get a wave 4? And then are we going to finally make our way to way up there, the 127 line? And also, if we count this as our Elliott wave right here, it's actually going to fail to meet our target, which really doesn't happen often, right? So I'm super confused about this whole thing going on, but I think that the best way to approach this right now is probably just to draw your channel, get yourself a nice channel like that, and we're just going to have to assume a really crazy anomaly right now. And it doesn't happen, guys. Like, I'm not kidding you, that Elliott wave, wave 3, it's never the shortest. But this has to be A, B, C, D, E correction, because this fifth wave, it just cannot be extended that much right now. All right? So this is what I'm going to think is going on, okay? I'm going to assume that this is indeed just a really weird anomaly, which I have not seen before. It's the first time I've seen it. I'm going to count this as 1 right there, as 2. I'm going to count this one as 3, sure. This one as 3. It's like right there. This will be as 4, and that's going to be my fifth really, really extended, super duper weird wave. And that's got to fit it because of this, guys. It's got to fit it because of this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no other way to look at it, guys. There's absolutely no other way to look at it. And now, okay, we're going to ask ourselves a good question as well. Now, if our target was $1.57, okay, and we're going to count this as our wave 1, 2, or sorry, $1.27, 3, 4, and 5. And then this was our wave 3, this one right here. We count it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? Well, how the heck are we going to hit our target that I mentioned earlier? And our target usually has to be a 1-to-1 extension, right? So we're going to fail. If this were the case, and that were actually waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is now completed, guys, then we're going to fall incredibly short of our target. So I'm just doing it right now like this, okay? So here's your dollar. That's too high. There you go, $1.27. I draw my green box in here. So we're going to fall pretty short of our target of way up there of 1-to-1 extension. And trust me, guys, 1-to-1 extensions, they happen all the time, okay? They happen all the time. So we're just going to make note that that's our target all the way up there, okay? So now assuming that this is wave 1 right here, this is wave 2, this is wave 3, this is wave 4, and this is wave 5. Well, guys, look how far we are actually away from our target. Take a look. Really, take a look at this, guys. We are so far away from our target, right? Our target is super duper far away. And I personally don't like that at all. I don't like knowing that there's an anomaly right now in the charts and they just don't make sense to me right now. So this is supposed to be our target right here, and we're going to fall incredibly, incredibly short of it. And if we fall short of a 1-to-1 extension based on Elliott wave rules, guys, you know what that means? That means that we could have a very bearish market, and there could be, because we couldn't even hit 1-to-1 extension, guys, okay? And it would also imply that there's a lot of FUD and hype going on right now. Not just hype and FUD, but there's a lot of hype going on, and everyone is buying based on hype, but there's still not enough strength to actually get to our target right now, because the uptrend is completely exhausted, guys. It's completely exhausted based on buying too fast and too much. An uptrend has to be extremely slow to make lots of progression, right? So now what I'm led to believe, guys, okay, now here's my argument as well now. Now, usually wave 3 is is often the longest, but never the shortest. So we go like this, okay, wave 3, 4, and 5. So wave 3 is the longest right now, right? And then wave 3 is never longer than wave 1, but we're going to assume this one wave right here is a weird anomaly. But we also have something called a very extended fifth wave. Well, not very, but it's just called an extended fifth wave, like that. Where the fifth wave could do freaking oodles, right? It could do like super duper long waves, okay? Like that, makes sense? And then a lot of times, what we can find is different fractals inside of the first wave. I don't know why my computer's lagging today, it's weird. We can find fractals like that. We can also find fractals like this as well, okay? So we have 3 subwaves or 5 waves within each impulse wave, right? So this one could have also 5, right? Now, assuming that it's a very bullish sentiment, guys, okay? We're going to assume it's a very bullish sentiment right now based on everything that's going on, because it reflects in the charts, it reflects in the fundamental analysis, although there are a lot of anomalies right now that I'm finding, which we will make an exception this one time, okay? Now, because wave 3, or sorry, the one-to-one target is $1.27, and because we have very positive fundamental news, right? And there's a lot of heavy price action as well that's going on here. This is what I'm led now to believe, guys. What I'm led to believe is this is only the first wave of 5 waves. I am not kidding you. The first wave of 5 waves. Now that would make more sense, right? And now if we look at it on a big picture, guys, okay, I'm going to just draw it in here so we can see it. I'm going to draw it 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's say that went up to 5, right? Like that. Now I'm going to drag this over so we can actually see what the structure looks like. Now that actually looks decent. Now this right here fits my criteria of an Elliot Wave extended fifth wave, okay? So what we're seeing right now, I think, is not actually at all. It's not actually the fifth and final wave at all. This is just basically the first wave, and there's 5 subwaves of the first one, guys. This is what we're seeing right now going on. This is what I firmly believe. I cannot believe at all right now in any way. I cannot believe in any way right now that this right here is a bearish market, right? I do believe people are very cautious though. That's what I do believe. See, we're just upticking right now, right? So this is what we see right now, and I believe that this is here like that. Okay, there's going to be 5 waves inside of there like that, and we are only on this wave right now that I just dragged over. Does that make sense? That is what I believe. We're basically just finishing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the first wave, and there's still much more to go. Now, if that were the case right here, if this were the case right here, then absolutely we're going to nail our target, and I can extrapolate the data already. And I'm going to show you guys how I can extrapolate it if this were true. So let's zoom in a little bit. If I take this as my Fibonacci, and I will assume that this is pretty much the end of the fifth wave, okay guys? It pretty much is going to be. I will use my 0.2, for example, as a bullish one right there. We'll say 382 sentiment. And now I will extrapolate using a target of 1.1 to in the middle of 1.1 and 168, okay? Watch. This extrapolation is going to be pretty cool, actually. It's right there, okay? So right around there, I would use my target 3 right here. Then I will take our Fibonacci extension again. This one I'll expect to retrace to say a little bit more to 0.5, because then the news will have also, it'll have died over already. Everyone is already trading it. Hype is over, right? Now I take this one right there to 0.5 Fibonacci level. And the next one, I will assume the same thing of a Fibonacci extension between 1 and 168. Boom. Now we hit our target exactly in the middle. Now this fits my criteria, guys, of Elliott Wave. I have no other choice but to believe this right now, guys. I've got no other choice but to believe that now this is going to be the extension right here with the minimum target of $1.27. So after some deduction and after reasoning as well, this is what I firmly believe, that we have no choice but to think that this is still the first wave, right? And we're going to get a very extended fifth wave right there, because this right here implies it already. Now, what is the whole thing going to look like once again? The whole thing is going to look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, okay? And I'm going to drag this over so you guys can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And now we are in the first, and this one here is the final wave. I'm going to drag this one over so you guys can see it in there, just like that. And then we also have the final one that we see in here. I got no choice, guys, but to assume this. I have to only work with the data that's provided. And I have to believe that we are going to hit a one-to-one target extension still. And the only way for us to hit a one-to-one target extension based on the strength of this first wave. Okay, guys? So once again, we have a very bullish market based on all news and price action as well. Even though it's dwindling right now, the price action is definitely dwindling. It's still very bullish because everyone is buying the hype, right? Not only that, it's a good technology. People are believing in it. Now, if this was the final fifth wave, then we would have, based on Elliot Wave rules, we would have to believe that it would enter a bearish market because we fell so short of our target, right? And that is just not possible. So therefore, by eliminating that rationality of we're going to enter a bearish market, but is not possible because it's a bullish market based on all fundamental news and also price action in general, then we have to believe that this entire 5 subwaves here, even though there's an anomaly with this third wave right here, we have to believe that is going to be an extended 5th wave, okay? So guys, based on all of this rationality of mine, and just using logic to deduce and process of elimination, I still stand by my target, guys. I still stand by my target of $1.27, okay? So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's not going to be a prediction video in terms of price, or sorry, like risk to reward like I normally do. So that's what I actually wanted to go over with you guys. And I wanted to just let people know in general how an analyst will approach certain situations like this, okay? And if we zoom in really close right now, what you guys can see, like if this was right here, the final wave, guys, if this was the final wave right here, right, it looks like it's making a bull pattern right now, a bull flag pattern almost, right? We would have to assume that this 5th wave cannot possibly be extended even more. I mean, just based on extensions right now, it's so far extended already. It's already at it's almost at the 1618 level for a wave 5, which is really extended already. Okay, guys, that's just not likely for it to be extended further. Therefore, if we had to assume a correction was overdue, right? If we assume the correction was overdue, we'd probably assume a very bullish correction. So if guys, listen to me when I say if it does correct, we can assume a correction between, you know, at most 84 cents. At best case, it could be about 90. So we have to look at it from both perspectives, but realistically, it'll probably fall to the 382 level. So we have to be realistic with all of our predictions in terms of, is it bullish, is it bearish? If it is the final 5th wave and a correction is overdue, where is it going to land to? What are some of the possibilities? Is this the final 5th wave? Can the 5th wave be extended much further? I don't think so, guys. I really don't think so. I mean, we got to factor in the hype, right? You buy the news and you sell the hype, guys. Come on. I mean, that mixer, sure, it was released over 24 hours ago, right? Everyone already bought into the hype, guys. Everyone already bought into the hype, right? You know, the Korean exchange, or that exchange, OKX, they're only at 64 million volume, as if they're going to add that much more volume to IOTA, right? Like, I can't see them adding like 50 to 100 million, right? We're probably going to get maybe 10 to 15 million at first. There's a bunch of other coins that are being listed on there as well. So, and also based on our count here, we cannot possibly get another really, really extended 5th wave. This 5th wave, guys, it cannot go all the way up, like, you know, super duper high. We are in the crazy high RSI zone right now already, if you guys notice, okay? Look at the RSI right now. We're getting definitely some bearish divergence already. It just cannot get higher highs, right? We're more so getting into a symmetric triangle, but I don't think it's going to break up. Right? I don't think it's going to break up. I'm sorry to say. I think it's going to correct like it's overdue. Right? Now it's actually down ticking already. I mean, we're definitely getting flattening out right here. It's actually bearishly diverging. You can barely see it, but it is, right? I'll show you guys zoomed in. See? Look at this right here. Notice that it's down ticking, guys, and it's bearishly diverging, right? And if you guys look over here as well, even from this one, it's bearishly diverging. From this one, it's also bearishly diverging as well. So this is how I'm assuming that the market in general is very cautious right now. Well, not cautious, but they're unsure, okay? There's a lot of people buying into the hype and they're ignoring all technical indicators right now, and they're ignoring just anomalies in the charts as well right now. They're basically approaching it from a purely fundamental analyst perspective, right? But here I'm combining in both things. I'm combining in fundamental and technical combined with some pretty awesome Elliott Wave, I'd say. And because it's breaking a lot of my rules there, I can't help but assume that yes, it's bullish, right? Yes, it's bullish, but we are at the end of the fifth wave, guys. We are at the end of the fifth wave in some ridiculously oversold zones right now for a very long time. And I think the general public is going to realize, hey, this is not going to go any higher, right? The volume is declining so much right now. And I honestly think this is going to be one of those cases where people are going to realize that and they're going to dump it because the news was bought, or sorry, the hype was bought and the news was sold. And then we're going to get a correction down to over here, and probably a hard correction and fast one too, I think. I just can't see a more extended one. And then after that, guys, because everything has died down and settled down, we will then move to wave 3 based on extensions, which is around $1.13, and then we'll retrace back to around $1, and then we will finally hit our target right here, and then we will get a massive long consolidation period for weeks. So that is my prediction, guys, and these are my thoughts. I hope that they made sense. I spent a lot of time analyzing it, and I wanted to convey what I think as well. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. If you guys love my videos, and just me in general, or my dog, you guys are absolutely welcome to like, subscribe, share this video, upload it on Steam it as well. And if you guys absolutely adore this channel and my dog as well, I've got a little cryptocurrency piggy bank for her. If you guys have made tons of money, or I just am helpful in general, buy me a beer, guys. And I don't do this for the money, I hope you guys know, right? But everybody likes to have a beer or a coffee bought for them once in a while if you guys feel like I'm helping you. So other than that, have yourselves a fantastic day and play cautious, guys. Play extremely cautious right now, please, okay? Make sure you guys are setting your stop losses extremely tight, right? When in doubt, stay out. What am I doing? I'm not even in the market right now, guys. I had a short position from around 89 cents, believe it or not. Okay, guys, 89 cents, right? I was down about $2,000, and I've been up for about 24 hours now. I got no sleep at all last night because I wanted to break even. So I just kept adding more to my short while shedding my shares or shedding some coins, just managing my risk like a boss. And in the end, guys, I actually broke out entirely even. I might even come out a little bit ahead because I was spending so much time just micromanaging everything. And the way you do that, if you're really down from a short, is you add more, believe it or not. When you add more at the very top, right, you shed some risk as well, right, on the bottom. Just make sure you're buying back at reasonable rates. And eventually you do this for hours and hours enough, you could break even as like a boxing strategy, right? And trust me, it was really hard to do. But yeah, so when you're in doubt, just stay out, guys. If you guys are not sure of the market, stay out. Maybe we can all wait until something actually happens instead of just buying into the hype and hoping right now, because based on everything I told you, this correction is absolutely overdue, guys, and I just cannot see it going on uptrend wise much longer. Okay, so please be extra cautious. I don't want to see you guys lose your money, and have yourselves a fantastic whatever day it is. I think it's Monday. I knew it was Monday, guys. Have yourselves a great day. Bye now.